This key is so annoying. Y'all, I don't even think I should be moving on. Moving on. I fell asleep before I could watch any videos, so I'm gonna retry. I did my kids here. I was so tired, but I did my kids here. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I did my kids' hair, all of them. I cut my masculine son's hair. I braided the feminine son's hair. And I did a cute little braid / ponytail style in my daughter's hair. And I was so tired. So tired. And I made soap. So I was burnt out. So I did not get a chance to go over the lessons so that I can effectively get through that like recap review. But I'm gonna try it again today. I don't know. Maybe I can just move away. And then do it afterwards. Cause we gotta move on. We gotta move on, y'all. We don't got that much time. All right, let me see. I'm about to share my screen. Oh, here we go.
Now try and say, to eat.
Comer.
Comer. Try to say, I am going to eat.
I'm going. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm probably still sleepy, but I'm up, so I am going. Va a comer.
Voy a comer.
Voy a comer. Sí, voy. I should know that. I know boy. Voy a comer. Va is he, she, you, I think he, she, her, you, plural.
Now, how do you say, I'm not going to eat?
No voy a comer.
No voy a comer. How would a male say, I'm ready to order. I'm going to eat the meat with mushrooms.
Estoy listo. Estoy listo a ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos. Okay, let's see the second part. The second part is the hardest part.
Here is how you would say dessert.
Postre.
Oh, postre. Postre, postre. And for me, this is how I'm going to try and remember it, because to correlate it with something helps me remember. So your dessert is post dinner, right? Postre, post dinner. I'm just saying, if that helps you.
Now, how do you say dessert?
Postre.
Postre.
Here's a good question. How would you say, are you going to order dessert now? In a formal situation.
Va a dormir, va a ordenar postre ahora.
¿Va a ordenar postre ahora?
Yeah. Okay, va a ordenar postre ahora. Postre. Va a ordenar postre ahora.
How would you informally say, are you going to order meat?
Va a ordenar la carne.
¿Vas a ordenar carne?
Vas, informal. Vas a ordenar carne. And there's no la for whatever reason. Vas, because vas is the informal version of va, a.
Do you remember how to say, wait, I'm not going to order now,
Espere,
in a formal setting?
espere, no voy a ordenar ahora.
Espere. No voy a ordenar ahora.
Espere, no voy a ordenar ahora.
How does a man say, I'm ready to order, I'm going to eat the meat with mushrooms, in any given context?
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
There's a formal way to say, are you going to order dessert now? What is it?
A formal way. Va a ordenar. Let me pause this. Va a ordenar postre ahora.
¿Va a ordenar postre ahora?
Va a ordenar postre ahora.
What's the way to say restaurant?
Restaurante.
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 Listen and repeat the following,
Vamos a.
which means we are going to.
Vamos a.
Now, how do you say we are going to?
Vamos a.
Vamos a.
Good job so far. Now, think of the way to say, are we going to go to the Italian restaurant?
Vamos a. Hold on. Vamos a ir restaurante italiano.
¿Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano?
OMG. Y'all, the only thing I forgot was al, a, el, for the to, the. Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano. OMG, I'm so proud of myself. Y'all don't understand. Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano.
Do you remember how to say, wait, I'm not going to order now, in a formal setting?
Espere. No estoy a ordenar ahora.
Espere. No voy a ordenar ahora.
Oh boy, okay. Espere, no voy a ordenar ahora. Espere, no voy a ordenar ahora.
How does a man say, I'm ready to order, I'm going to eat the meat with mushrooms, in any given context?
Estoy listo a ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
There's a formal way to say, are you going to order dessert now? What is it?
Va a ordenar postre ahora.
¿Va a ordenar postre ahora?
Let's see if you can say, are we going to go to the Italian restaurant?
Vamos
¿Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano?
Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano. Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano.
Now, can you figure out the best way to say, we are going to eat the dessert now?
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
How does a man say, I'm ready to order, I'm going to eat the meat with mushrooms, in any given context?
Estoy listo a ordenar. Estoy. Is it? Let me see. No. Voy a comer la carne con hongos. Estoy listo a ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
Estoy listo para ordenar. Voy a comer la carne con hongos.
I hope I said ordenar. For some reason, I keep hearing in my head, like when I repeat it, am I saying another way? And I'm not going to say it because I might say it because I don't want to say it. Ordenar.
There's a formal way to say, are you going to order dessert now? What is it?
Va a ordenar postre ahora.
¿Va a ordenar postre ahora?
Let's see if you can say, are we going to go to the Italian restaurant?
Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano.
¿Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano?
And the only reason why I feel like I got that one is because I was looking at it, like I'm seeing it on the screen. Would I remember to do that? To switch restaurant and Italian if I'm talking to somebody? Because in English, like the way they have it right now, it will automatically read to me in my mind es Italiano restaurante for some reason. Like that's what I was getting ready to say, but then I remembered as I was looking at it that restaurante is primero. Would I remember that? Could I get away with it in the order that I'm used to? Yes, the answer is yes, but it would sound funny. And so, I mean, for my experience, my little bit of experience.
What's the way to say, we are going to eat the dessert now?
Vamos a comer vamos a comer la postre ahora.
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
El postre, lo siento. Vamos a comer el postre ahora. And that's the thing is I have to remember, like they tell me postre is masculine, pero what was the other word? Let me see, y'all. Hold on. Carne. Carne also has E at the end, and it's feminine. La carne. Pero el postre. And that's why I don't understand what the purpose of these masculine and feminine, because they can literally be anything. And then there are masculine nouns that end in a, like el mapa. I just feel like there's no purpose for it. Whoever created or put together the Spanish language was really obsessed with gender roles. I'm just saying.
Listen to the way you would say chocolate.
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 Let's hear that again.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
How would you say chocolate dessert?
Postre
Literally,
de
you're
chocolate.
saying dessert of chocolate.
Postre de chocolate.
Postre de chocolate.
Now, can you figure out the best way to say, I'm going to order the chocolate dessert?
Voy a ordenar el postre de chocolate.
Voy a ordenar el postre de chocolate.
Voy a ordenar el postre de chocolate.
Did you know that cocoa seeds were discovered 2,000 years ago in the Americas? The first people known to have tasted the chocolate were the ancient cultures of Mexico and Central America. The cocoa seeds were then taken to Spain and used in a wide variety of recipes. Their popularity spread throughout Europe, and chocolate is still one of the world's favorite flavors.
I like how she just glossed over how they got to Spain. Girl, they made it depending on what era you're referring to, honey. They were traded and then they were snatched. Okay, let's just say snatched. But we're gonna keep it PG.
There's a formal way to say, are you going to order dessert now? What is it?
Va a ordenar postre ahora.
¿Va a ordenar postre ahora?
Va a ordenar postre ahora.
Let's see if you can say, are we going to go to the Italian restaurant?
Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano.
¿Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano?
What's the way to say, we are going to eat the dessert now?
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
How do you say, I'm going to order the chocolate dessert?
Ah, voy a ordenar el postre de chocolate.
Voy a ordenar el postre de chocolate.
To say, to have lunch. You would say,
Almorzar.
Almorzar. I don't know why I thought it was something else. Almorzar.
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 now, how do you say, to have lunch?
Almorzar. If y'all know another way, please let me know.
Almorzar.
Almorzar.
If you were in a formal situation, how would you say, what are you going to have for lunch? When you are literally saying, what are you going to have lunch?
What are you going to have lunch? ¿Qué? ¿Qué va a ¿qué va a tiene almorzar?
¿Qué va a almorzar?
¿O qué va a almorzar? ¿Qué va a going to lunch? What are you going to lunch? ¿Qué va a almorzar? ¿Qué va a almorzar? Ugh. Why are the two eyes right next to each other?
¿Qué va a almorzar?
It just sounds like she's saying, ¿qué va a almorzar? That's not funny. She done turned that into a song. ¿Qué va a almorzar? I'm just saying. That's the only way I'm remember. ¿Qué va a almorzar? Almorzar.
Now, let's learn how to say, to have dinner.
Cenar.
Listen closely one more time.
Cenar.
Cenar.
As you can see, in Spanish we have specific verbs for the three main meals. For
Clear.
example, to have breakfast is,
Desayunar.
to have lunch is,
Almorzar.
and to have dinner is
Cenar.
easy, right?
Okay, so I see how they do it. They combine the action, or the verb. Like that is a part of the verb. To have, right? To have, tiene, becomes separate of, like for in English, to have is its own verb, that's it. And then you have, I guess like the subject would be dinner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But in Spanish, the subject and the verb are one. To have dinner, to have breakfast, to have lunch is one thing. Yeah. Which is why the subject, which is the dinner, the lunch, and the breakfast, why they get that like change in the suffix of the word. Okay. I don't know why it's like that, but I get it. And maybe that's why the beginning needs to change as well, because they are now attached. So it's you have, and then have dinner is attached. So you have dinner. So you have to change the back of whatever that what is, the verb is. Ugh. I get it.
Now, how do you say, to have dinner?
Cenar.
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 Now, can you figure out how to say, are you going to have dinner? In a formal situation.
Va a va a cenar o cene.
¿Va a cenar?
Va a cenar. So that doesn't change yet. Why not? Why doesn't it change yet? Cenar. To have dinner. Are you going to have dinner? Because you're talking to the person. Or is it only like something where you say you have dinner? Did you change the did you conjugate it or whatever it's called?
Let's see if you can say, are we going to go to the Italian restaurant?
Are we going to the Italian restaurants? Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano.
¿Vamos a ir al restaurante italiano?
What's the way to say, we are going to eat the dessert now?
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
Vamos a comer el postre ahora.
How do you say, I'm going to order the chocolate dessert?
Voy a ordenar. Voy a ordenar el postre de chocolate.
Voy a ordenar el postre de chocolate.
El postre. See, it's gotta remember, because when you're looking at the screen and you're translating, you're doing like a translation of what you see. You want to say el chocolate postre. So I'm going to order. I guarantee you at some point the English language actually was in a similar order as this before it became modern American English. I truly believe it sounded just like this, because when I read Shakespeare, it's in a similar order as Spanish.
What's the formal way to say, are you going to have dinner?
Va a
¿Va a cenar?
cenar. Va a cenar. Okay. See, because I want to say va a the T word, but I ain't gonna say it. Va a cenar.
Now, how do you say dessert?
Postre.
Postre.
And this helps me so much to think of it as post dinner. Postre.
Now, how do you say, we are going to?
Vamos a.
Vamos a.
Let's see if you can say chocolate dessert.
Postre de chocolate.
Postre de chocolate.
Now, how do you say to have lunch?
Hold on. Almorzar.
Almorzar.
There we go.
Do you remember how to say, what are you going to have for lunch? In a formal setting.
¿Qué va a almorzar?
¿Qué va a almorzar?
There we go. ¿Qué va a almorzar? That's like a song. ¿Qué va a almorzar? See, it's just the va a. Va a. ¿Qué va? Lo siento, I'm not making fun of people language. I promise.
Now, how do you say to have dinner?
Um, uh, hold on. Cenar.
Cenar.
Woo woo. Eres. Woo woo. Woo woo. But I gotta go over that other stuff that I was messing up on in lesson 6. So, and I gotta find out how to say lesson in Spanish. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. That was a long one actually, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you maybe mañana.